I ride the city bus all the time. It's the way I get to college. I usually ride early morning and then again in the mid-afternoon. This took place in the early morning on a Thursday. I got on the bus like usual as we drove by my boyfriend. He walks me to the bus stop every day to make sure I make it there okay. I sat down in a seat next to the elderly and disabled section. I put in my headphones and waited for my stop. A few stops after mine, an older man got on the bus and sat in front of me. I'm an anxious person, so I pulled my bag a little closer to me as it had my iPad in it, and I was very afraid of it being stolen. I watched it as he talked to another older gentleman whom he seemed to know. Then the next stop, his friend got off. A few stops before mine, he turns to me and starts talking to me. "So, where are you off to?" he asked with a big grin forming on his lips. I froze. The question was innocent enough, but it sent chills down my spine. I'm heading grocery shopping. I need to pick up some snacks. I'm having guests over this weekend. I nervously respond. I lied about where I was going, but not about having guests over that weekend. I figured telling him that would ward off any malicious plans that he might have, if he had any. "Is that yours?" he asked, gesturing to my sketchbook. Yeah." "May I see it?" he asked, reaching out expectant. Sorry, no. No, I respond. It had my phone number in it, just in case I ever lost it, and I did not want this guy to have my phone number. "All right," he said, leaning back in his chair, a little frustrated. I squirmed in my seat, hoping my stop was coming up soon. "I think your hair color is very pretty. Is it your natural color?" He started rubbing his thighs and biting his lip. I noticed this, and he was also noticed that he was staring at my tits. Mine aren't exactly small, and I was not wearing a bra that day. No, it's dyed," I responded, a little confused, because my hair is blue. And he nodded, obviously still staring at my chest. I shifted so I could cover my boobs a little with my arms. "You seem like a very nice young lady," he said, his voice growing deeper as he rubbed his thighs a little faster and closer to his crotch. Dear God, please let it be my stop soon, I thought. "Would you like help with your grocery shopping?" he asked, grinning once again. No, I'm fine. I'm meeting some friends there. They're going to help me out," I responded, scrambling for my phone in case I needed to call 911. I looked up, and my stop was coming soon, so I yanked the cord a little bit too hard to let the bus driver know that I wanted off. The bus came to a stop, and I jumped up and hurried out the door. "Where are you going?" he asked from behind me. I just remembered I needed to make a quick stop before heading to the store," I responded, not stopping. "Well, I hope I get to see you again soon sometime," I heard as the doors closed behind me. "I hope to God I never see you again in my lifetime," I thought as I sprinted off to my school. I have never moved so fast in my life. As a side note, when I said this guy was rubbing his thighs, he was rubbing his inner thighs, not on top of his legs like he would if he was cold. And so, to the creepy old pervert, let's not meet. This happened 5 years ago, 2 weeks before my brother's 15th birthday. My family, parents and younger brother, and I, male, had just moved into a relative's house since ours was being remodeled and painted. It was just a matter of 1 month, but my brother and I were still pretty excited to be moving to a new house. The day we moved, our parents had to go to a friend's birthday party, but since it was a school night, my brother and I had to stay home, and we ordered pizza for dinner. When the clock hit our bedtime, my brother and I went to bed almost immediately. Our parents are pretty strict about curfews. I should mention that in our new house, we share a bedroom that had a single bed in the corner and a mattress that we got from our old place on the floor parallel to the door. I got the bed and my brother slept on the floor. We switched off all the lights save the nightlight and went to bed, but instead of sleeping, we just started chatting. We hadn't shared a room in forever. While we talked, I felt like I heard something downstairs a couple of times, but I wasn't sure. I was certain it wasn't our parents, though my mom had a habit of coming into our rooms to ensure we were asleep every time my parents came back from an outing at night. So I asked my brother if he heard anything, and naturally he told me I was a moron and flipped me off. I didn't hear anything anymore, so I went to sleep. Right when I was about to drift off, I felt something crawl into bed with me, something that was shaking like a leaf in a tornado. I almost screamed, but soon realized it was my brother. He wasn't shaking, he was crying. He told me that there was someone outside the door. I didn't even think he was joking, he was too shaken up for that. And I could also see the tears on his cheeks thanks to the nightlight. I almost immediately realized that he must have seen someone through the gap between the door and the floor. His bed was placed as such that if he lay on his side, he was facing the door. I stood absolutely still for 10 seconds, whispered to my brother to hide under the bed, moved very slowly towards the door without making any noise, and deadbolted it. Despite my best efforts, it did make a loud noise. Not a second later, I swear I saw the knob turn, and with great force too. The person tried the knob a few more times, then started banging on the door, not saying a single word. The whole time I was leaning against the door, scared it would give in if the person was super strong. Looking back, I realized that it wasn't possible, thank God. Anyway, this guy banged on the door for 10 minutes straight, and I joined my brother in his crying, and quite audibly so now that I think about it. What I mean is, they must have definitely realized we were just kids. When the banging stopped, we heard the person run downstairs, but neither my brother nor I dared to move an inch. We didn't have cell phones in the room either, and I was sure not to go down there and check to see if it was safe. When my parents finally did get home, they started shouting for us, because the front door was wide open. Only when they came to our door and we heard their voices individually confirming they were our parents indeed did we open the door. The police were called, they checked the house and made sure it was safe for us. What was weird was that nothing valuable was missing. Everything from my dad's work laptop to our PlayStation was untouched. I don't think they ever did catch the person, because we never got a call from the police. Whoever this psycho was, let's not meet again. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and comment below and just tell me how I did. Special thanks to the authors, who I will leave a link in the description below. Well, I'll leave one link in the description below because one of them was actually written by my girlfriend, who so generously let me read the story. If you want to hear more like this, tell me about it in detail. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys, as I'm still just starting out. I'm going to try to post a little bit more during the week now that I actually am used to where I'm living and my job. And if you want to see more of me, just go to my channel. And if you have a creepy story you want to share, check out my Reddit, which I will also link in the description. And I hope you have a good night. And remember, nobody's there.